Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You made it through another week. Kind of an unusual week because of the holiday on Monday. But anyway, as I said, welcome. This is Time Out Over Time on the Time Out Over Time YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Small. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you haven't done so yet, please get down there in the corner. You know the drill. Smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you very much. Mainly baseball and football today, as you saw in the headlines. NFL first full week of action for them. It started with the game last night between the Cowboys and Eagles. A game that I think the Cowboys should have won were it not for a fumble in the red zone and a CeeDee Lamb dropped perfect pass from Dak Prescott. I really think the Cowboys should have won that game last night. Wasn't all that impressed with the Eagles' defense, but and just a reminder that too, tonight you've got the game in Sao Paulo, Brazil, between the Chiefs and Chargers. I believe that's, pardon me, I believe that's an 8 o'clock game. And guess what? If you have YouTube, you can stream it for free tonight. Yeah, that's right, for free. You know, somebody last couple of days had figured out that if you want to watch every NFL game this year, it's going to cost you roughly somewhere between $1,100 and $1,200 with the Red Zone and the NFL Sunday Ticket and the Amazon Prime games on Thursday night and Netflix games on Christmas, etc., etc. It's probably going to cost you close to $1,200. So take advantage of this game tonight. It's free. You can stream it on YouTube. It's free. Anyway, before we get any further with football, let's talk a little baseball. Tigers start a series tonight with the White Sox at Comerica Park. It'll be Jack Flaherty tonight, Terrence Skubal tomorrow night, and then Uncle Charlie Morton on Sunday. Tigers come into the series, I believe, 81-60, 9.5 game lead on Kansas City. Magic number is 13. Thought it was going to shrink to 12 last night because Angels had a 3-2 lead on Kansas City late in the game last night, but Salvador Perez homered in the 7th inning to tie the game, and then, of course, Bobby Wood Jr. homered in the 8th to give the Royals a 4-3 win. So that didn't happen. The featured series this weekend in Major League Baseball is a series that begins tonight in New York at Yankee Stadium between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. Going into the series, the Blue Jays have a 2.5 game lead on both the Yankees and the Red Sox for first place in the American League East. Yeah, look at it. This first time and then right as we speak right now, the Tigers are a half game behind Toronto for the best record in the American League and the top seed. I texted my colleagues earlier in the day. Pardon me. Texted them earlier in the day that this might be the only time I have ever pulled for the Yankees, ever. I don't ever remember rooting for the Yankees to win, but I am this weekend. If you're a Tiger fan, you want the Yankees to beat the Blue Jays this weekend. At least take 2 out of 3 anyway. Look, like I said, Toronto has a 2.5 game lead on them, so every game counts for not just 1 but 2 games. The Yankees were to sweep this series, they'd leapfrog the Blue Jays by half a game. On the other hand, if they only took 2 out of 3, they're still a game and a half back. So it's a big series, any way you look at it. We'll know a lot. We'll know a lot more after this series about the seeding in the American League for the playoffs after this series this weekend. It's a very key series, so keep that in mind. All right. Is that it for baseball? I think so before we segue to football here. Let's do this first for our great sponsors. I don't want to hide anything here. Can you see that? I'll leave that up there. There we go. We got a good look at it right there. Oh, okay. All right. You see it there. There we go. Okay. This is the Frank Beck 10th Annual First Responders Golf Scramble. Where? White Oaks Golf Course. When? 2 weeks from tomorrow, September 20th. All proceeds go to the Hillsdale Fire Department Station number 3. You can register 8 o'clock. Shotgun start at 9. $240 per team. See or call Frank Beck Chevrolet to register. Get in there or you just give them a call. Weather's going to be great, and I promise you a great time. A lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie, and again, as it's for a great cause. All proceeds go to the Hillsdale Fire Department Station number 3, and these first responders that put their lives on the line every day to keep us safe. God bless each and every one of them. It's a great cause for the folks at Frank Beck Chevrolet. So once again, the 10th Annual First Responders Tribute Golf Scramble, 2 weeks from tomorrow, September 20th at White Oaks Golf Course. Registration 8, shotgun start at 9. Call Becks or get in there, get all the details. Be a lot of fun for everyone. I can promise you that. Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan, and Frank Beck Chevrolet is the number 1 selling Chevrolet dealer in our immediate tri-state area. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance. That's BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams in downtown Jonesville on the corner of M99 and US 12, 517-849-1000. That's BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Pardon me. How many of you watched the game last night? Yeah. There was a weather delay of about an hour from maybe 10:30 to 11:30. It was pretty much the first half. I don't think there were any punts at all in the first half. It was up and down, it was a track meet. First half of the game was a track meet. I was not at all impressed with Philadelphia defense. I thought Dak Prescott played a heck of a game for Dallas. I thought he deserved a better fate. What it came down to were 2 plays. Dallas fumbling in the red zone, turning it over. CD Lamb, until he dropped a perfect pass from Dak Prescott, which would have set them up in the red zone, was having a good night. But, you won't find a better pass. Dak Prescott looked sensational last night, I thought. Really impressed. I thought he was a better quarterback last night, quite frankly. And as far as Jalen Hurts goes, you can't let that guy get outside. You got to contain him, put a spy on him. If he gets outside, starts running, it's over. They're going to beat them. There's no defense for that. Anyway, and before the game, too, I never saw anything as corny as those pregame ceremonies. Presentation of the trophy and everybody in the stands standing up, singing "Fly, Eagles, Fly" and flapping their arms like, what? I almost died laughing. You got to be kidding me. What in the hell was that? That's a corny. They got a corny fight song anyway. "Fly, Eagles, Fly." Who wrote the lyrics to that song? Danny Kaye? Good Lord. Anyway, don't forget the game tonight, too, in Sao Paulo on YouTube. Chiefs and Chargers. Should be a good one. College football tomorrow. Well, okay, Lions and Packers. 4:25 on CBS. Nance and Romo. Lions are 2.5-point dogs. I will give my prediction along with the other NFL predictions tomorrow morning on our show with Andy and Jed from 9 to 10. So make sure you're listening tomorrow morning. They will also review the weekend in high school football around here too. So make sure you're listening to them tomorrow morning on WCSR from 9 to 10. Then after that, we'll talk some football, pro football. Lions are relatively injury-free. Isaac Tesla's been dealing with an illness last couple of days. It should not affect him on Sunday. Micah Parsons has not had a training camp all summer. He's got a back issue. So it's a little complicated. It's a spinal thing. And Adam Schefter says if he does play, he may have to take an injection before the game, and he will be on a limited snap count, which means probably the only time you're going to see him in there is in obvious passing situations. Third down, second and long, something like that. He certainly is not 100%. No. Maybe the Lions could take advantage of that. We're going to find out a lot about this Lions so-called revamped offensive line, too. I think, look, Grant Glasgow at center, definite downgrade from Frank Ragnow, no question about that. However, left guard, Christian Mahogany, I think is an upgrade from Graham Glasgow last year. And halfway through this season, into the second part of this year, I think Tate Ratledge at right guard, I think will be an upgrade over Kevin Zeitler from last year. I think the second half of this season, you're going to see what a great right guard the Lions have in Tate Ratledge. I really do. Nervous anticipation, if you will, about this game. It's more than likely the featured game of the week. Although we do have quite a few of those. We had one last night. We got another one tonight. Gosh. I don't know what game we're going to see at 1 o'clock here Sunday. Maybe the Giants Commanders. Keep one thing in mind, too. Regardless of what happens here in the Packers-Lions game on Sunday, they got to turn around 4 days later and play again. They got the Commanders coming in there. So that won't be an easy game for them either. That's the first Amazon Prime game of the week with Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. The ageless one, Al Michaels. God bless him. Seems like he's been around forever, which he really has been. But and then of course Sunday night, it's the Ravens and Bills. And this weekend ends in a good matchup Monday night on ABC with the Bears hosting the Vikings. Ben Johnson's first game with the Bears. So it will be a very interesting weekend. Us football fans, especially us Lion fans, look forward to this in great anticipation. I wish that game was being played right now. I can't wait another 48 hours. I won't sleep much tonight or tomorrow night. Pardon me, in anticipation of this game. I really won't. Be close. I think it'll be a game similar to what you saw last night. And I think as the game last night, it came down to a turnover. Might be the way this game ends up on Sunday. Who knows? No. Packers are a little bit banged up. Jaden Reed is questionable, but he'll probably play. Hobbs is questionable. He'll probably play. No, I do think the Green Bay secondary is vulnerable. We'll find out just how vulnerable on Sunday. So I can tell you this, based on what I saw from the regulars and first stringers in those joint practices with the Dolphins and the Texans, I like what I saw. I think, as he normally does, I think Amon-Ra St. Brown will have a good day. I think he'll have more than 100 yards receiving on Sunday. I think Jameson Williams will have a good day. And I think Sonic and Knuckles, Montgomery and Gibbs will have a good day as well. So, as I said, it could be a game similar to what you saw last night. So we'll talk more about it tomorrow morning with Andy and Jed. Okay, before we get a little college football and then wrap it up for the weekend, let's get this out of the way here first. As you know, we wouldn't be doing this show without the help of Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, the only place in our area to go for tech service needs. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale, 37 Walter Street. just across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive. They've been downtown Hills. Now maybe a couple of 100 feet. I wouldn't even say 100 yards, 100 feet west of Howell Street. Okay. 37 Walnut Street, Quality PC, Tim Lindley and his staff. It's the only place to go, folks. If you have tech needs, tech service, you have a need for tech service in our area, this is the only place to go. Anything. Computers, new or used, flat screen TV, mounting, programming, setup. Perhaps you're changing internet providers. You need that installed again. Printers, new or used, anything at all. Please get in there and see them, because this is definitely the only place to go in our area. There is no other place to go. Right here. As I said, more than capable of resolving any technical issues you have at all. Again, that's 517-610-5372, or better yet, get in there and see them at 37 Walnut Street, downtown Hills. Then when you do, tell me, make you sent you. Thank you very much. College football, big test for Bryce Underwood tomorrow night in Norman, Oklahoma, against the Sooners. Venables, the head coach for Oklahoma, is a defensive whiz. Okay, I promise you, he is going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at this kid. This is his first big test tomorrow night. Michigan is 6.5-point underdog, and I do think Oklahoma will win something like 31-24. They are a 6.5-point favorite. They could very well cover that. I hope I'm wrong, but another thing too, Michigan is ranked 15 right now, Oklahoma 18. So why is Oklahoma favored by 6.5 points? I don't know. I can't tell you that. Can't answer that. Venables is a great defensive-minded coach, and I'm sure he has a scheme to employ against Bryce Underwood and that Michigan offense. Defensively, the Oklahoma offensive coordinator, who's only 29 years old, was still in school yet when the Michigan defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale, was already 14 years into his National Football League career. So as far as knowledge up here, I give Michigan the edge on defense. Okay. Problem is, they're not going to have their best defender, in my estimation, the first half of this game. Because Barham, who was called for targeting a bad call last week, has to set out the first half. And I think he's probably their best defender. Jay Sean Barham, the Michigan linebacker. Is it gonna hurt? Yeah, well, that's probably one of the reasons I think Oklahoma will win. Michigan appealed that, but the appeal was denied. As I said, the NCAA, any chance they get now to stick it to Michigan, they're going to do that. And I think they did it in this case. Nothing they can do about it. But no, anyway. Yeah, I think what a final score, Oklahoma 31, Michigan 24, something like that. Michigan State tomorrow night hosting Boston College. As you recall the game last year up there, Michigan State had the lead late in the game, only to see Boston College come back and pull that one out. A couple of costly turnovers by Aiden Childs, the Michigan quarterback, probably cost them the game last year. Michigan State is favored by 2.5 or anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 points. Again, in East Lake. The only thing people don't like is the fact that both games are on simultaneously tomorrow night. The Michigan game is on ABC. I think the Michigan State-Boston College game, is that on NBC or the Big Ten Network? Anyway, they're both on at the same time. We'll tell you more about that tomorrow morning with Andy and Jed. That's all for tonight. Again, please, we will expand on this tomorrow morning from 9 to 10 here locally on WCSR 92.1 FM on the Time Out Show with Andy Brown and Jed McNair. A wealth of information we will have for you tomorrow. And of course, we'll be, as we always do, we'll be making our picks tomorrow, our NFL picks. So that's always a lot of fun. So make sure you're listening. So that's all for me until Monday. We'll try to put a bow on everything that transpired in the next 48 hours. That's it. Remember, please treat each other with respect. Thank you so much for watching and listening. You don't know how much I appreciate it. Have yourselves a good weekend. Enjoy all the football. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. So till Monday and tomorrow morning, have a good evening, everyone. So long. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. And here we go.